Fucking crazy. How do rumble?
What?
We're live, brother. What's up, everybody? Welcome to
Welcome.
another version of Shine Talking Shots. I'm gonna
One of them days.
post some links. So everybody sneezing their fucking ass off or what? I know I am. Fucking allergies are killing me, man.
Dude, I thought we had it bad with that flood, man. Michigan's got it real bad right now with all that ice.
Well, hell, Pablo got the flood. Then
And a tornado.
then they had a fucking tornado, fires, and then fucking tornadoes, man. It's fucking.
I don't know.
It's fucking end of
They
time.
haven't said if it was definitely a tornado or if it was straight line wind.
I saw a dude took a picture
What
of
I've
it. It was
heard.
a tornado. There's a dude that had a photo of it, man. He's a storm
I can hear
chaser.
a word you're saying.
You can't. Wait a minute.
Hello?
Hello. You can't hear me?
Hear you.
Okay, let's see. Audio. Camera, audio.
Ain't me.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me. It's you.
Can you hear me?
Colton hears us both. It's you, Rod. You should be able to hear me unless you got me muted.
Dana, I can't hear you. You must. What did you do? Mute me?
No, I didn't mute you. I can't mute you that way. You got to be muting me to you. I can't mute your ears. Just you might. Let's see. Can you hear me now? Colton, can you still hear us both? I've got to post these links. What's going on, Brian? Can you hear me all right, Brian?
How's it going, Brian?
Colton hears us both.
I don't hear Santa, though. What the
Well,
hell?
good, man. That's probably a good thing.
Is he his lips flapping?
Yeah, that's probably the best thing happening. He can't hear me. That'll drive him fucking crazy.
Double check some.
I'm posting links, so y'all have to bear with me. I have to do it slow. That way Facebook doesn't think I'm spamming the world. What's going on, everybody? So you can hear me just fine. Is your headset muted? Let me text him and ask him. Not taking any motherfucking calls from you, bro. It might disconnect the fucking stream.
I can hear you now.
You can?
Oh, yeah. What you done?
I didn't do a damn thing, brother. I was telling you to turn the music off and text, though. I want to get us banned. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. I'm just posting links. I texted you to. I told you I can't take calls because that might disconnect the fucking stream. See, it'll only handle one in and out like that, so I couldn't take any calls.
Hold on.
But you got the music off, so that was the main other thing I wanted to say. Hell, I was gonna say, man, that'd be best.
I can hear you again.
Good. That's best case scenario.
You there?
Yep, I'm here.
I
Posting
didn't
the
know what it
link.
was.
What? You had your headset muted?
No. No,
I know on mine when I touch them on my head, oh not these, my wireless ones, there's like buttons on the fucking ear. And right where I pick them up off my head, it's just naturally where my finger goes, where my thumb goes.
yeah.
It turns it the fucking mute button, hits the mute button every time. And then there's some woman's voice in the background says, headset muted. Did yours have that? That's my
What?
first. When you mute your headset, do you hear a woman's voice that
Yeah.
says, "Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
mine says for you.
yeah, that's the first time I've ever had wireless headset for." They're pretty cool. Except when the batteries go, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. You know what are you supposed to do when the batteries are different? What's going on, Dave? How you doing, brother? Hope you're feeling better, man.
All right.
What's going on, Kimbo? Hey, Lisa, what's up?
At least,
Oh hell, let me see. Make sure. Oh yeah.
yeah, I forgot my music was playing.
Yep, we're rumbling, man. We're live on Rumble. I had to check Rumble, make sure all that was working. It's definitely working.
The hell is Rumble?
It's just another website, man. We got shit. We got Rumble. Hell, we got YouTube. We've got Twitch, Kick. Hell, we can do it all, brother. I don't. I
I
don't.
can barely
I
keep
don't
up with
set
the
up.
one I got.
I don't. I know, and it's tough to set them all up. I ain't figured Kick out yet. I'm sure it's going to be a lot like Rumble. I just need to spend a little time doing it, and I'm kind of lazy about that.
I ain't got that much time in a day to play
I've
up.
usually got always have something I'd rather be doing than that. So that's what I do. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. It's hump day. Yeah, a lot of people got stuff going, man. We got that spring fever everybody's got going on. Lots of new mashes. Here's quite a few people running some apple.
I just found a new fruit stand to go check. I'm gonna check with to see about getting other
Cool.
seconds.
So where's that at?
Over in Blackie, or by Leatherwood, over by where the dog groomer's at.
Yeah.
Because the dog's a groomer today and found seen it.
You drove?
Yeah, no, I'll roll with Terry.
I was gonna say,
I
you
don't.
get your brakes fixed.
Nah, I ain't no big hurry to fix it. I mean, fuck, I don't drive it anywhere.
Yeah, it's because you ain't got it fixed. You
I
have
mean,
a
I can
catch
drive it the way it
22.
is. I mean, I
Was
can
it the
drive it the way
brakes and the
it is.
exhaust?
Just the exhaust.
Hmm.
But hell, it's just as loud as it was with the full exhaust on as it is
What's
without it.
what's wrong with it? It's got holes in it or what?
I was right where I had my muffler delete done. When they put the X pipe on, they didn't cut back far enough to account for bad pipe. And after 5 years, it just went out right there.
So the
Both
pipes
pipes are the
just
same
rusted
spot.
out right at the mount there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna run it back to the back axle or the back wheel and have it turn out right before the wheel. I don't need to
I,
run it all the way to the bumper.
I think you should just get some sanitary spools and
No, why
run
would
it
I
with
want to
some.
spend that kind of money?
Yeah, it's cheaper than fucking exhaust pipe, buddy.
Nah, because I'm only gonna have to buy probably 2 foot of straight pipe and a couple 90s.
Are you gonna weld it in yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my neighbor gets his garage wired up. Mine ain't wired yet.
So are you gonna put it on jack stands?
No, he's got one of those portable lifts.
Oh hell, that's awesome, man. Fuck. Wonder what one of them cost me, and I've never priced them.
Oh,
So.
his grandfather's got a lift in his big barn. My neighbor across the road from me's got a lift in his garage.
Fuck, that's awesome, isn't it?
I have no problem lifting a vehicle up.
Me, see, I doubt I'd ever be able to afford a lift or anything like that, but I can see me building a fucking ramp to, you know, a concrete blocks and
How's it going,
steel.
Justin? Marcus, how you doing, buddy? I just
What's up,
messaged you back,
Justin?
Marcus.
Got a question for you, Justin. I believe Brian might have a question for you. Sorry, you've been posting me. What's going on, Marcus? Oh, my fucking call shot. Oh,
Oh, what?
here. My last little CPC approach. Look, butchers.
Well, some of this tiger shine.
High quality.
I can't believe I didn't catch that earlier at my run.
Mm. Tell them what you did. Tell them what happened.
What?
That way they can
Well,
maybe avoid it. It's easy to
simple
do.
rookie mistake, easy. I've had my drain hose been on my condenser for going on 5 years, and over time the hot water going through weakened the integrity of the rubber hose. While I was doing my run and it was all going to a cash bucket, I was out monkeying around in my bar. I go out there, I notice there's a lot of steam coming off the top of my condenser, so I go over and check the liquor coming out, and it was hot to the touch. Well, that plastic or that rubber hose had kinked over, and it wasn't allowing the water to drain quickly, and it kind of ran me some hot liquor. So that's going to get changed tomorrow. Simple mistake. Luckily, it was only 10 gallons of wash, so. You freeze up, Santa?
No, I'm having to complain to Facebook.
Oh. How's it going, Gordon? Marcus, I texted you back. I was in the shower when you messaged me. What are you complaining to Facebook about?
I'm trying to post my link.
Oh, that works. Oh, shit.
Brian Justin's in here if you want to ask you a question. It was about cheese. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he already asked you.
What's up, Roy? Oh, bam, bam. It's good. I listen to you. It's what? Why? So, Marcus, are you still gonna stay at the cabin this year at Maggie? Why fucking shots? Damon.
What's going on, Damon?
Damon, one of those I do just a single run. I don't really monkey with spirit and stripping runs.
What's going on, Jeff? I've done both ways. I've done triple runs.
Well, I've done them, but I've done them, but I just prefer to do it's just a one and done. Depending on what I'm running to.
Hurry back, Frank.
There you go, Frank.
I don't know. Some Damon Omen, somebody. I don't know.
Damon's the demoter.
The demoter in chief. Damon Omen.
Just did a shot.
He's a hellion. Roy want another shot already. Did you just log on, Roy? You can't do that this way.
That's two to you, Santa, by the way.
Huh? What are you drinking?
About corn liquor. By the way, that's two to you, Santa.
I'll drink it first.
No, I called it a shot before Roy did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Is that three?
No, it'd be two to you.
Oh, I already took one.
No, you did. You were busy texting away.
No, I drank the rest of Jeff's Bloody Butcher there.
No.
I wish I could rewind this shit. I could show you. It's on digital. I don't know. Maybe I was over here. Can you see me? Well, it's hard to see me over here.
I'm drinking out some corn liquor. Roy, what are you drinking on?
I'll drink the rest of that Jeff Sourmaster.
Damon.
There was only a little half swallow in there, though.
Damon. Sweet tea. Yeah. The only good sweet tea is the Long Island iced tea or sweet tea.
Sweet tea. What's not sweet tea?
I don't like sweet tea. I don't like any tea.
I used to drink hell out of a lot of tea now. My grandmother used to make what's called a sun tea. She'd get a big old pitcher and put it out in the sun.
Put it on the front porch, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way they do it down in Texas.
Make sun tea. They've done that since 1800s. Well, they probably did it before then too, I'm sure. Jimmy Red and Wheat. Sounds like a good combination.
4th generation corn rye 2-row.
Sounds good too.
Jimmy Red and Wheat.
Don't like rice, don't like tea. I know, man.
That's both of them I don't like. We're hearing chicken clucking.
So what do you think about Oriental women?
About what?
Oriental women. I think you have an Asian.
I like white women.
He has an Asian aversion.
I'm not a race trader, so I gotta say I stick with my white women.
So doesn't like tea, doesn't like rice. Let's see, what else doesn't he like? What's the best startup steel? Good, here we go. What's the best startup steel to get, and how much should you start out making without wasting dollars? Excellent questions, man.
If you're not sure you're gonna be really into it, best thing to do would be to get a Velver off of Amazon. They have several different models. And if you happen to where you do, like, you can upgrade from there, go to a bigger Velver or go to a copper pot or a keg still.
There ain't no L in it. It's Velver. See, he doesn't even know how to spell Chinese.
Or whatever.
He can't spell Chinese.
Velver, Vever, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Jesse, it depends on your wallet too. You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm
if
saying.
if you're comfortable and you got some money, you know, you can get you a good little copper rig and get started on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. A lot of people in the group you can talk to. We can't start naming names because if you do, you forget one of them and they get butt hurt. So, but most of them in the group, they'll let you know and hop in there and ask you questions. And I'm sure they get a lot of different comments and maybe some different people telling you to send them a PM. Um, if but check with some of us before you buy to make sure you're getting from a reputable dealer and not from somebody that just joined the group a few days ago and was in there to scam people. So we never know, you know. But before you buy, you shoot one of the admins or moderator a message and just say, hey, is this anybody know this guy? Is this dependable or what? Because that's kind of what we're one of our main things. We want to make sure that your hobby's enjoyable and not a lesson learned right off the bat with losing some money on an expensive copper steel. But if you're just looking, to get started and you're not really sure, like Roger said, if you're going to really get into it or not, you just don't want to spend a lot of money, you don't have a lot of extra bever steel. Those little bever football steels are a great way to get your feet in the door. They're cheap, about 218 and a half. I think last time I looked, 225 to 240 ish on eBay or Amazon. Vevor, VEVOR, and that's spelled with English letters, but it's a Chinese company. But it's a pretty solid little steel. I mean, it's for what it is. A lot of people knock them, but it's a stainless steel pot. I don't care what machine shapes it or where it's shaped. It's still, a decent little stainless steel
But
pot that
you
you
might
cook
want to
in.
get it before you might want to hurry up and get it before
Yeah,
the
get it before
tariffs.
the tariffs kick in. Yeah, but
David, where you get that hickory white eagle or Cherokee white eagle? I never heard of Cherokee white eagle yet.
also there's kegs that you can use. You can get a beer keg and make a still out of that, or you can check Phil Billy. He's probably got some that are ready to go, welded. It's got some, you know, 2-inch ferrules on the sides for electrical elements if you want to go that route. A little clean out on the top if you want to clean out. You know, uh, Different set of maybe a set of jars for it or whatever you want to graduate up to. But I would say a good bever or a good keg steel would be a pretty good start for an intermediate. It's about the right size. You were asking about size. They're 15 gallons. Bever's 18 and a half unless you buy 13. So if you get a
They got them all the
13
way
gallon
down. They've
bever,
got them all the way down to a 3 gallon.
yeah. But if you get like a 13-gallon bever, you're only going to be running like 10 or 11 gallons of mash in it. You got to leave some headspace there at the top for the foaming and stuff that takes place. So, um, being able to sounds awesome, Damon. You like rubbing it in or something or what? Are you? Oh, you're
Oh yeah.
you're asking me if I want some on the way back. You're going to bring me some. That's so nice of you, brother, man. Isn't that awesome, Damon? Man, he's the best.
I don't know. I think you're more out of the way than on the way.
No, I'm right on the way, man. Up and down 75 all the way,
Not,
brother.
not if you take the back roads,
Yeah, you know how to do
the scenic
that.
route.
Yeah, let me know, brother. I'm so glad you asked me to come along and so I could get what I wanted to. I'll be waiting. I'll be ready, man. But anyway, back to Shani. Or I'm sorry, Jesse.
Really?
All right, Shani, I'll get you in a minute. But let me finish with Jesse here. Well, yeah,
Damon, has anybody told you to fuck off today?
I've got some Amanda Palmer already. But I could use some more. But anyway, the 13 gallon, you can only run about 10 or 11 in it. The 18 and a half, you can run 15. I like the 18 and a half. You can, if you get like glass top stove with infrared and whatever, you can use those. You can use, turkey fryers with a good banjo burner under them. You can, put a fire in it if you wanted to. Or I guess you can take it some welder. They can weld some electrical elements in the side of the pot if you wanted to. But you can do that
The only way I'll run.
with keg steel or bever.
The only way I'll run my stove is I guess. I don't think I have a
Gas
gap
is
with
pretty
electric.
handy. It gets expensive though, man. I mean, if you had like gas coming to your house, it
$26 for a 20-pounder ain't too bad. It'd cost me more with natural gas probably.
I saw somewhere the other day it's
Tw-
$21.
the 20-pound tank will last me
$21.
two 20-gallon runs.
Dextrose during corn versus corn syrup.
Dextrose.
Dextrose all the way. Corn. Well, I mean, you gotta look at cost. Awesome. Well, Jesse joined the Moonshine Militia and Copper Steel Outlaws, DIY Shine stuff, whatever. We push, whatever group you want to join. They're all three awesome. I would say join them all three, but join up and we can get you going. Hello, April. Oh, did you get an April Fool's report on your day? Oh yeah, I saw with the beard and the
Yeah,
haircut.
Dave. I was
I
like, oh my
saw that.
God. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna recognize them come Maggie Valley.
I saw that. I knew what was going on.
Yeah, he had me going there. I mean, it. I would never
Right.
recognize him without. I would never recognize him without his beard.
Uh,
No problem, Jesse.
trying to get a good liquor at around 100 proof, and Reddit is telling me to do stripping runs, and I'm not interested in all that. And I'm glad you came here because they're usually wrong on Reddit. That's one of the groups I use as an example of where you probably shouldn't go for answers. They suck. Definitely join the militia or outlaws or DIY shining stuff and ask you questions there. Get away from Reddit. There's just too many people and too much stupidity in there. And it all looks so official when it's on Reddit for some reason. It's just another person typing it, but it seems like it's coming from a legitimate source when you're reading it, and it's just another person with an opinion. And most
Happy
often in
birthday!
there, they don't.
Happy birthday, April. I think I told you on Facebook already.
I didn't see it on Facebook. Happy birthday, April.
Thought I did.
I didn't see it. What's going on, JL? What's up, brother? So, yeah, Jesse, join the militia and jump in and ask you questions. We'll take care of you. Um, so, what, Shiny? What is your proof naturally coming off the steel? Most of the time when it comes off like that, you're just going to end up proofing it down to 100, or until we feel you're getting the best flavor. You know, stripping runs is fine, but stripping runs is about kind of dealing with volumes and just getting through volumes of alcohol before you infuse or do some other things like that. Whereas, like, it's different for everybody. Everybody's going to do it differently. Everybody will tell you a different thing, but stripping runs for me is more about just getting through the alcohol when you have quite a bit of volume to do, and then focusing on the final run to do your flavor enhancement or infusions or anything that you're going to do in that nature. But for like a bourbon or like a brandy run where you're trying to get more of your flavor to carry forward, stripping and doing all that probably, might not be the best route. I'm sure a lot of people will have a lot of opinions on that, and that's just my opinion. But I feel that, for like a brandy run, getting a good low proof with flavor to carry over. Maybe used an infusion jar to add some of that flavor. Kind of seems, the best route to go instead of running it several times. But especially for if you want to get more of a neutral flavor and and it's not tasting good, then yeah, you can strip everything out and run it again. But a lot of times when you strip, you're stripping flavor. You're taking water out of it, and a lot of that flavor is carried in the water. And every time you run it, you're removing more and more water from it. So you're basically refining it. And the distillation process is basically, like in distilling water to drink. You're trying to remove all the impurities in it. You're trying to remove everything but the water. And when you distill alcohol, you're kind of doing the same thing. So what you're trying to defeat the purpose actually when you distill, because we're not distilling to remove all the flavor in many cases. Some cases we are, it's like in a neutral. So like if you're going to run a neutral and you're planning on running a neutral and you got a shitload of sugar shine you need to get through it, fucking strip that shit like hell, man. Strip it and strip it and strip it, and then do your final run with the flavor infusions. But for like a brandy that you want to carry some flavor over, or a good multi-grain bourbon that you want to maintain some of the flavor of your mash, subsequent runs tend to dilute flavors. For me, so I try to get it at a good coming off with quite a bit of moisture. So if you can come off the steel at 125 to 135 in that range, that's good. You carry a lot of flavor forward, and it's not high. You're not losing a lot of flavor. You don't have to proof down much to get it to barrel strength. You can use some sweet waters and get some of those low oils to go in there for esterification over time in your barrels. And it just definitely depends on what you're making. So stripping is great for the like your sugar washes and shit like that, though. If you got a whole bunch to get through and you just want to strip it and infuse it later, then you know strip it, prove it, and run it again with some infusers. Let's see, I bet the middle of the road, one of them Olympics would be nice. I started with football. Yeah, Olympics are very decent stills. They're excellent for brandies and for whiskeys. The way they're shaped, definitely make good brandy and whiskey stills for sure. They're definitely nice and very artsy, man. They're beautiful works of art. I keep scrolling down looking for the time Damon says he's gonna pick me up. I'm not seeing it. No problem, Jesse. Join us, man.
Damon, I still gotta say white women, buddy.
Yeah, definitely join us, Jesse. Love to have some chefs in there. Maybe a chef can teach Justin how to cook a brisket in a steel. I always wanted to ask him how that brisket tasted after he used it in the steel. Did he ever ask him, Roger?
Nah. You know
I,
what it's gonna
I'm,
taste like. You know it ain't gonna have no
I
taste to it.
know, moonshine and meat. Wrap it up in bacon and I'll eat it.
No, it ain't storming here yet, Roy. It's supposed to start
Oh, I'm
tonight.
glad you mentioned that. I've got to get my little seed trays out of the fucking outside. Them motherfuckers blow. They're lightweight plastic. Little seed starters.
But I
This
heard
is
it's
that
supposed to be
brewing.
a doozy of a storm there.
Yeah, we're supposed to get it.
It's okay. I got my generator ready.
Yeah, I got one ready too. Man, look at that big wall, fucking orange and red. Jesus. Have you seen the
Yeah,
weather
that's
thing?
it.
The fuck?
I ain't worried about it. I'll sleep through it all. You get a lot of
Yeah.
flavor out of an infusion jar. Yeah, I run an infuser on my thumper, and then I got a double jar rig for my fusing jars that I get awesome flavor out of.
Okay, so that first sale that we're going to get at 10:11 ain't going to be bad. But the next one, oh Lord, at 1 in the morning, we're going to get hammered by a squall line. It's bowed right at us. Man, we're right in the bow of it. Wow, that's bad. But yeah, let's see. That's at 10 o'clock, 8:30. All right, you're going to have to keep me entertained while I go. I got to put my little seed tree in, man. I forgot to.
Oh, hell, it's going to go right over me. So I got nothing to worry about. Oh, it does come up from the south of us.
Yes, Jonathan, you do. You get a lot of good flavor out of the infusion jars. They're really good for that. There's that. Shine just did his first round. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Once you get your hydrometer, your proofing hydrometer, you'll be able to tell a lot better. How big of a run did you do? And if you come out a little weak, you might be right about 100 then, or just slightly above. Or it's, you have to know what your starting gravity was too. Damon, Chinese or man. What's your favorite, Damon? Let's see if you get this one right. Bam Bam says Filipinos. Richard Henderson. I never did a straight up sugar shine. I just started messing with corn immediately. Yeah. The sugar to bump up gravity. Needs to be getting a little better on the conversion as I go. As far as your conversion, as long as you cook your corn, they say 180 degrees for 3 hours. I've had it convert in less time than that. As I'm cooking mine, I'll check my conversion with iodine. Your iodine stays rust color, it's converted. If it turns to a blackish purple, it's still got to be converted. I've only done one sugar shine in my entire life, and it was just to try and get a neutral mash, a neutral spirit, and too much corn immediately. Yeah, corn is my favorite thing to run. I've run everything, different grain, all the different grains, fruits, brandies, and myself, I prefer corn. That's my favorite. Love the sour mash batches. I'm going to be stopping over there in a Dancing Star Farms when I am working. And well, maybe have you pick up some, Damon, and I'll pick it up for me down at Maggie.
You always saved my seed starter. I've definitely been blown away, man. That motherfucker's out there on the box. But yeah, there's a big bow. Jeez.
Mike Friend, you must be down in Oklahoma then, huh? Or Texas.
He's Indiana.
There's a tornado alley in Indiana.
Yeah, man, it's not as bad as hell, man. It ain't fucking kidding. Bad. 2 weekends now. 2 weekends bad storm. The first ever run early, so it's a little weak. Awesome. So what was it, an apple wine that you made, or just it tasted like apple? What did you
I don't even know where you're at.
Shiny Gordon, the one that's on the screen right now. Had a little green apple smell to it. Japanese women versus Chinese women. I don't know, man. What about them Korean women?
White is right.
Like, how about all women? There we go.
Well, I was raised not to be a race trader.
A race is just what you're born as, brother. That's all what you make of it. I don't give a shit what you are.
Nah,
J.L.
I was born.
Shine.
I
What's
was
your
born not
opinion?
to be a race trader. That's all I'm
Right,
saying about that. I'm
right.
not racist. I don't care what anybody else does, but that's my
What's your
belief.
opinion on sour mash, generation mixes, and so forth? Um, sour mash is great. It's a good economical way. And actually, me and Mikey Frayne had a pretty good little conversation about that earlier this week. It's a good economical way to stretch your grain flavors out, and but I mean, if you're getting corn, we went through the cost of everything, broke it all down, and if you're getting corn cheaply enough, that's actually the cheapest way to make sugar. Is by conversion and cooking it and converting it. It's cheaper than buying by the bag, but of course it depends on where you're getting it, what you're paying for it. But if you're getting good cheap yellow neck corn or good corn for a cheap price, that's actually one of the cheapest ways to make sugar. That's why corn syrup is so cheap. But you'd think dextrose would be real cheap, but I guess there's a process to that, getting it to that point that drives the cost up a little bit. And this goes back to Damon's question too, about dextrose versus corn syrup. With the corn syrups, you do have a sulfurous element to it when you do the corn syrup versus just a straight dextrose. Um, Trying to think of it's a sulfur or something. I was just researching this with Mike Frayne earlier this week. We were talking about it, and I did a little bit of looking and looking at the costs of things, and was making a few notes to share. Let me open that up. I'll just kind of cut and paste a bunch of stuff like I normally do, and just put it in one little Word document, little thing, so I can go back and read it all at once and make some sense out of it, and maybe translate it all to help make sense for everybody else that wants to read it. Um, let's see, view details. Oh shit! I did save a bunch last night. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, perfect. HFCS versus sugar. All right, let's see if I can open that up in here and we can just read it in here. This is just little stuff I jotted down. I don't know if that open up as an image. I guess I could. Let me do this. This would be better. All right, let's see if I can. Oh, hell. No. Let's see. Let me see if I can bring it in. Image. I don't think I have it saved that way. It's a text file. Slide, maybe. Yeah. Upload file. Let's see here. Damn, things are hard to do, man. So many steps to do anything these days. So many steps. Damn it. It's not letting me bring up a text. I ain't. Oh, all fine. Let me see if it'll let me bring up it this way. Invalid file type. Damon, can I bring up a text file? Oh, I see. Roger, you answer any of these questions?
I'm waiting for you to do what you're doing.
Well,
I get way
you know,
ahead of
you,
you, and
you
then
can
you got
be
to go
doing
back and
something while I'm
re-answer them.
looking this up other than sitting there smoking your damn cigarette.
Well, because I answer them, and then you go back and re-answer them. So, you know.
I'm trying to figure out a way to do it. I guess it's not going to let me. I'm going to have to try to figure that one out, boys and girls, but I will read from it. High fructose corn syrup is a commonly employed sweetener in the food and beverage sector. HFCS 55 means that it's got 55% fructose and 45% glucose. And that's basically, we talked about that last week or two. That's basically the same thing as table sugar, fructose, sucrose, except in table sugar, it's more of a 50-50 kind of split with your high fructose corn syrup. The good stuff is a little bit more fructose than glucose, but it's cheaper. You know, it's a little bit cheaper, um, but it does have the breakdown is total solid 76.5 to 77.5 pounds per gallon at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But it does have a little bit of sulfur dioxide in it. And that being the case, having copper is a little bit more, important when you're using it. You know, having some kind of copper mesh or something is going to be a little more important because you're going to have a little bit more sulfur to deal with than you would if you were using dextrose. I thought that was really interesting, but I want to make sure it's sulfur dioxide. It's not sulfur dioxin, which would be highly toxic. It's sulfur dioxide. Um, yeah, corn sugar is 91% sugar, and table sugar is 100% sugar. So that 9% is some other things that are going to be unfermentable. So, there's going to be about a 9% difference in the two. So you're going to need a little bit more corn sugar if you're going to replace the sugar as your ingredient with corn syrup. Uh, I think a gallon. Let's see, somewhere it tells us here. Uh, Dextrose or corn sugar, they use what they call it as a priming agent in the beer making and wine making industry, meaning it helps get fermentations jump started or going, or feeding the yeast so they can multiply, seeding them. But somewhere here I've got, okay, here we go. A gallon of high fructose corn syrup 55 weighs about 11.55 pounds. So, if you're replacing that, it'd be about a 10-pound bag of sugar is going to be about your equivalent, maybe a little over a 10-pound bag of sugar since we're 9%, but be pretty close to a 10-pound bag of sugar being about the equivalent the same. So I'm glad I found that. But yeah, Mikey and I were trying to, oh yeah, also 2.4 pounds. Let me find it again. 2.4, where did I find it, Mikey? Let's see. Yeah, it would take 2.4 pounds of corn to make the same amount of alcohol as a pound of sugar. So that's about the equivalent. It's 2.4 pounds of good corn that either has a high sugar content or a high starch content with a really good conversion. Will be equivalent to about a pound of sugar. I thought that was interesting too. So, and that's from the Distilling Institute. So you can take it to the bunk. But I thought that's pretty interesting, and I'm glad y'all brought that up. We were just talking about that. But opinion on sour mash, it's I like it. You know, it's a good thing to do if while you're doing other grains and stuff and cooking other grains. You can always have that going on the side, and anytime you got downtime, you can just run that sour mash. You know, and keep it going. You know, perpetuate it. It's it's a good cheap way of making some and I can't give up all my secrets, but I like enhancing it too with some fresh grains every once in a while. So if your primary thing you're doing is grains and you got a sour mash, big tote of sour mash going all the time, so you'll have an extra something to run anytime. You just keep throwing sugar, water, and some fresh, fresh cook mash or something from some fresh sour that you just got from your last fermentation, that you can throw in there and replace some of that stuff that's been run, through about or been, you know, fermented through about 4 or 5, 6 times, pull out so much and put in so much fresh each time to keep it, kind of fresh and use your back set, keep your oyster shells in there and just keep her going, man. It's a very economical way of doing it, which is why a lot of the industries introduced to sour mash methods what just for flavor is just the economy, and stretching it out. Yeah, I like them too. I like me some sour mash, and it's in a lot of your liquors, especially the blended ones. They'll stretch it out. Never done straight up sugar shine. Just started messing with corn. Yep, yep. Awesome. That's the way to do it. Dextrose is good. It's the yeast love it. It's the way to keep your yeast about as happy as you can. They love that shit, man. It's so easy for them to eat it. They go crazy, and you can get really quick fermentations. I'm still looking for the post where Damon said he's going to come by and get me. Maybe I'm behind. I just scrolling down. Good, yeah, the grain combos, man, and not just that. Something else I was talking to someone about, or Mike, probably Mikey, um, is different grinds. When you don't notice as much when you're distilling, but when you're drinking the beers that you make from it. So basically, you're making a mash to drink. That's when you start getting real damn good. When you make a mash, it tastes good just as it is. But you'll notice that when you crush grains or when you chop grains or when you crush grains in different ways of steel cutting some like in your oats and stuff, you'll notice some differences, if it's just rolled and crushed in rollers or if it's ground up. You'll start to notice difference in flavor, especially like in your barley. A lot of people definitely can tell the difference in a crushed barley versus a milled barley, you know. So, that's interesting too, Richard, to experiment with different methods of breaking, getting them, ready to mash in. So try crushing, try, you know, grinding and see what you think. Some people prefer, cracking the corn versus milling it out. And so that gives it different, little bit of different flavor. And thanks again, Roy, for fucking pointing that out, man. You saved me $7 and a few swear words. Well, that's fine. 1.55. You mean 1.050? Yeah. I'm thinking you mean 1.050. And that's fine. But next time let her finish dry. It'll take a little bit more time till it gets to 1, especially when you're starting at 1.55. Um, maybe bump those up a little bit to get it to 1.6 or 6, and or 1.65, to get you a little extra volume. But that's not bad for a grain conversion if you did a grain. I'm gonna scroll back and see. Green apple. Oh, what was you doing? Apples? It might be one of those I was talking to earlier. That was last week. Maybe that was mashing in apples from last week. Maybe. What's going on, Marcel? Filtering, that's awesome. Running the age run through a coffee filter and the bead run on chunks. That sounds good, man. How's it coming? How's it taste? Yeah, it's an awesome hobby, man. It's a lot of fun, and one of the beautiful things about it is unless you scorch it, you can always throw it back in the pot, proof it down, and run it again, and infuse it with something and make it better, or try to fix it, or run it over some plates and column and neutralize it if you have to get the bad taste or whatever is out there. But once you scorch it, that's generally you got something I don't really fool with. I just use it for a weed killer and a lesson learned, and maybe as a cleaner. Isn't that sweet? Look at Roger and his little kitty cat. Yeah. Are you gonna put little beads in your beard for it to play with?
Nope. Lucky look.
Kevin did a corn barley rye run today, waiting for the mash to cool. Awesome. So I can have my yeast. Awesome. I run a small 6-gallon beverage. Perfect. Is it the football or 3-pot or
What, Santa or Bam Bam? I gotta wait for Santa to finish.
what? What?
Oh, Bam Bam had a question for me.
Oh, about soybean?
No.
We had a question about soybean. It'd be oily, brother. I mean, you can do anything for sure, and you never know.
Bam Bam, I don't know what you're talking about. I gotta have a meeting with some of you guys. I thought that was still Will and Big Beard and John Benz.
What? What?
Oh, the question you asked me.
Oh, about the watermelon?
Yeah.
Well, I'll get down there in a minute. I'm sorry. I can only take it one time, and I want to answer everybody's questions. So.
But yeah, I plan on being a part of that meeting. I mean, I'd like to myself hear it.
Yeah, I definitely want to be a part of it. So we'll get up with John. He's busy. We'll let him set the time since he's probably the busiest one of all. Just corn, cool. All grain, sweet feed, and 10 pounds of sugar. Okay.
But back to that question, Bam Bam. Yeah, as far as the only thing I'm going to request is that we can do anything out of instead of just mashing a straight watermelon. I mean, that's expensive for a broke ass like me. Goddamn, I'd have to buy 50 watermelons to fill my 20-gallon still. I had $6 a piece. I mean, wow.
Well, maybe you should plant some motherfucking watermelon.
Well, I would plant some motherfucking garden if I could keep the motherfucking deer out of my garden.
But yeah, that's why you bait them on the hill, grow your garden down there,
It
keep the
don't matter
dogs
where you bet.
outside.
They're gonna go where the fucking deer, where the garden's at.
Yeah.
My dogs don't stay outside; they sleep in my bed. They're like my youngins.
All right. Well, next time try it without the sweet feed. Try to that might have been why you got the apple flavor. Hell, they might have been putting apples in it. But yeah, yeah. Try just the corn, cooking it, using amylase, and then just a little bit of sugar, and then your hydrometer, and jump in the group, man, and ask us in there. Tell us who you are, remind us who you are, and we'll get you going, man. But yeah, I would definitely recommend trying to just cook the corn and get you some amylase and convert the corn, and then bump the sugar up and get away from the sweet feeds. It's actually the sweet feeds more expensive and it's not as good. So just a good old corn kernels, buy the corn and get you a little grinder and or cracked if it's fresh and you got a good source and you plan on using it soon, you can buy the crack too. But
Yeah,
make
Bam
sure
Bam.
it's good
Oh,
fresh.
sorry about that.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was.
No, I'm moving on
Oh,
to Bam Bam's
all right.
question.
All right, Bam Bam, I'll tell you what, I will set up a meeting. We'll do a Facebook Live or something with everybody and get all these rules hashed out. And because time's ticking on, and I'd like to know what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll get a hold of John. I'll get a hold of Big Bear and Stillwell this week. And we'll go from there. I'll let you know as soon as I have a time and a date set. Cause I gotta go back to back first place winners.
Yeah, so he wants to set the
My,
rules. That's what he's saying. He's gonna have to
yeah.
set the rules so he can win again. That's what I mean.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be it'll be a fair
Oh,
battle
that's
like
what
last
I'm hearing.
time,
He's
but
already trying to change the rules. Oh, we
no,
go
but
well.
no, I mean there's just
Next thing you
certain
know, he'll
things
be
that
wanting post flavor.
fuck that. I don't post flavor anything anymore.
I want to try and make rice wine to distill. That's awesome, man. I've got some that yellow label angel yeast that I'm gonna try with some rice. That way I don't have to do any uh, amylase or cooking or anything like that. I'm just gonna use the yellow label and that and see where I go. I'm gonna have to probably consult with someone
Ouch.
that has used a lot of rice. So who amongst us has used a lot of rice? Who's our rice guy?
Are there any
Let's
Chinese
see.
people in here?
Well, I mean, there's other people that do rice. You just scared them off if they are race
Yep.
haters.
I'm not a race hater. I'm just not a race trader.
Oh shit. Man, I'm just glad Roy reminded me of that shit, man. That would have been a fucking mess.
No, I don't want rice. Not at all, Justin.
So, but what I'm trying to figure out is what is a
No
standard
problem,
amount
man.
of rice to use for an amount. So you know exactly if I cook this amount of rice, I'm getting this amount of starch, which converts to this amount of sugar, which converts to this on the hydrometer. So I'm going to have to get up with somebody. That way I'll know. Because when you use that yellow label angel yeast, you don't have the benefit of immediate conversion like you do with high temp and the amylase, or at least one day in with your glucose and stuff. But generally, you have a pretty good idea right from the get go what kind of conversion you got and how much sugars you're starting with. But when you're just throwing rice and water in the pot at 150 to kill anything, 160 whatever to kill anything, letting it cool, and then throwing in the yellow label with no amylase or anything, you have to have enough rice in there and enough starches in there to convert over the long haul to get the same end result. So you're trying to predict what the gravity will be just based on the weight of the grain going in. So I've got to find that kind of chart. That'd be pretty important because I won't know. Holy's got mead. Viking mead is
Are you
gold.
talking?
Yeah.
Just are you talking about this video here? Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Bam, or Santa.
Can't hear nothing.
I sent it to you, Santa. Justin sent it to me last week. Fucking
Is it?
hilarious.
I thought I might have seen it. Yeah, that
It
means
was
just
hilarious.
2 pounds of agave. I want to add to corn mash and see if it's noticeable at all. Might need more. 2 pounds of agave to how much corn? And did you say you're doing 10-gallon mash? No, it's Shiny's doing 10.
Well, Bam, one thing we got to figure out is how many entries we're going to allow. I know that. We can't have 50 entries, and that'd take all night to get
Oh yeah, that's
Judging
less
on it.
chances of Roger winning. The more entries, you just keep
No,
it
no, no.
limited.
I'm just
Just
saying. I
leave it
mean,
for 4 entries. I know it's going to be 4 entries.
no, it's not what I'm
I
saying,
got a
Santa.
25% chance
What
of
y'all
winning.
scared about, Santa? What y'all
I
scared
ain't
about?
scared of nothing. You're trying to limit
I mean,
running on me.
originally it was 20. I mean, and
You're busy.
from what I've
He's
seen,
busy as hell right now,
everybody's.
Scott.
Well, we talked
He
about it
is
last year. It's supposed to be 20 this time, and
very, very busy, brother. But he's around. He's trying to get caught up.
have a
Yeah,
good night, Mark.
makes good. Uh-oh. Night, brother.
Mark, you don't want to call one more shots or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Keep going on. Let's see. Me. Yeah. Gordon's right. He is super busy with orders, getting everything made. They got Wes helping them. It's all they can do. Getting caught up. Yeah. Cigarettes, they're horrible for you. You also get a lot of particulates from that filter too. Yeah, he's I'd say he probably put one up pretty soon, Scott. He's in recovery mode, trying to recover from getting behind a little bit. They had some things going on that took up a little of their time, and they didn't get everything done. So they're just trying to dig out of the hole, man. It's easy to get into, but the orders are going out. He'll be on here Friday if you need to talk to him about something. Sometimes it's tough getting up with him. Roger and Wes, or I mean Ian and Wes, a little bit easy to get up with a lot of times. Bam, bam. Roger, there's a few of us guys waiting on you to have a meeting between us. I'm going to go over all the rules.
Where you been there? Oh.
Oh, David Dance called shots. Did you drink? Did you drink? Roger, you didn't drink?
Yeah, I did.
Shots?
Oh, hell, man. You invite them, you're going to scare off a lot of people. I mean, I'd love to beat Amanda.
Bring them all on, man. Yeah, I don't either, Richard. It gets to be a pain in the ass. It's all right if you're doing a sour mash though, because you can just let it settle down to make a good yeast bed. Just rack off the clears above it, and not worry about straining it out and doing all that. Just pour your back set and water and sugar on top of that, a little bit extra grain, and keep going with it. Just use it. What's in there is yeast. It's what's still alive. Don't put into like too hot a back setter. Sit it, keep you shells in there, your bag of shells in there, and just keep on going.
Kimbo, a
Going
20
on, Liz.
Kimbo, a 20-gallon tank will do you sufficiently. How big of a 13 gallon? Yeah, you'll get 2-3 runs out of a 20-pounder.
Welcome back, Frank. Frank called shots too, Roger.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to wake my kitty up or not.
Oh, it's all right. Wait, look at it.
You want
You're
some?
right in there, man.
Muslim?
Yeah, he's like, 10,000 BTU. Was that, is that a 8-inch banjo or 6-inch banjo? Should be fine though. Especially if it's a banjo that spreads it out.
A 20-pounder will do them sufficiently to get 2-3 runs out of it. I get 2 runs out of mine jet burner, and that's on a 20-gallon.
Yeah, them jet burners are good for boiling water.
Well, I don't have no problem.
They get
I have
going
no
quick.
problem. I put a diverter plate under mine, and it fucking it transfers the heat all the way around it.
Yeah.
This fucking cat.
I thought the rules Bam Bam were already established. I don't know.
No, they haven't been all finalized. There's been so many changes
we
so
talked
far.
about what changes.
There's been so many changes already.
What changes? I've not heard any changes.
I've heard all kinds. I mean, it's
I've
always
heard
been a no. It's always been
80 to 100 watermelon.
It's always been 80 to 100.
Brandy.
No post flavor.
Watermelon brandy, no post.
But then
80
it was
to 100.
okay.
What more you need to know?
It was okay last year to be a mountain brandy or whatever base beer you want to use, and now that changed. And,
well, it's. I mean,
supposed to be only
was
20
told,
entries. Now that's changed. I don't know. Like
it?
I said, I'm gonna get a hold of John. I'll get
It?
all the big beer and still will.
Because I mean, that's what I've heard the whole time is watermelon shine. That's made with watermelons. And
No,
no
there's supposed
post
to be
flavoring,
whatever base beer, just like the peach.
no post.
Was everything the
80 to
same rules
100
as
proof.
with the peach?
That's
Was been
simple
all the same
rules.
rules with the peach.
That's simple rules.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not the rules.
No, oh, you set the rules
What
because
was
I didn't
said.
know it was yours.
No, it's not. But earlier when we were at Farm to Bottle last year talking about it, it'd be the same rules. Any base spirit, as long as it was dominant.
About that. Nobody ever said anything about that. You're adding rules to suit you. And nobody ever said nothing about that. Never heard the first mention about any base. Well, get mad and run. Okay, that's childish as fuck, but whatever. That's exactly what was said last year. Watermelon brandy, watermelon, no post flavoring, 80 to 100 proof. That's it. Nobody said anything about pre-flavoring or using corn as a base or potatoes as a base or sugar shine, whatever. Watermelon. All right, let's get back to answering questions. That's what we're here for anyway. Colton, you'll know it. It's like popcorn. You'll know if you've scorched it. It'll have a scorched flavor. It'll smell burnt. You'll definitely know it. And if you do, just toss it and go. Unless it's just very, very light. You'll see it on your grains. You'll see it on your pot. You see little black specks on some of your grains and stuff, and sometimes on your spoon if you scratch the bottom when you're stirring, whatever you're stirring with, you see some of that black stuff coming up. If you just get a tiny little bit, you might be able to recover from it, get much, and just it's all she wrote. I agree with Bam Bam. Getting it done in aging would be the best way. Everything I've heard was watermelon shine. And last time I knew, you don't make watermelon shine with fucking corn. That's all I got to say. Make watermelon shine out of fucking watermelon. That's pretty much how you make it. You make blueberry shine out of blueberry. Now, nobody said nothing about mountain brandy and all this other stuff. So I don't know, why that's being brought up, I guess, because some people don't want to make a watermelon brandy. I know it's tough. It wasn't an alcohol. It's it's a very difficult brandy to make, and it's a difficult one to run. But that's probably why John picked it. But I don't think John intended to say, okay, yeah, you can ferment corn and just flavor it with watermelon extract. No, that's not watermelon shine. That's flavored corn liquor. I don't know what to tell you, Bam Bam. At this point, I wouldn't add anything to it, brother. I'd wait and see. Yeah, you'll get a little bit of conversion when you grind it up more finely. Yeah, you'll definitely get some a little bit better conversion. But let's see, how many pounds? 1 pound, 3 pounds. Yeah, you definitely want to use 2.5 to 3 pounds per gallon. 3 pounds if you're using just corn. But sometimes if you're using like a barley and some wheat and some other things like that, malts, you can take a little bit out of your corn weight and add to the other grain weight. But 2.5 to 3 pounds of grains per gallon is a really good place to start for converting. Is he shifty eyed? Yeah, we need to get it all straightened out so we can. Yeah, I think Rogers wanted to use rice in his. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up. We're here to do questions, so that's what I'm trying to focus on doing, and we can fill in the quiet times with talks of other stuff like the competitions. Rye is not fun to work with. You're right, brother. Especially the finer you grind it, and that's another one that's crushing versus grinding. You'll get quite a bit of flavor distance versus not at all. I mean, I've seen some people just put them in there, put it in their mash without doing anything. To me, it's kind of might be a bit of a waste of rye. Instead of just not crushing or doing anything to it, I just crack or maybe crush it and use a little less. Boil the corn for 60 minutes and use high temp amylase. Iodine test shows conversion is complete. That's awesome. Yeah, as long as you can keep it from scorching, cooking it for 60 to 90 minutes. But if you're doing it for 60, I mean, the temperature that you take it up to is in direct proportion to uh, conversion. The higher the temp, the faster you'll gelatinize. And so, I mean, you can technically gelatinize at lower temperatures, but it just takes a longer time. So, there's a temperature to time ratio that you got to meet. But yeah, as long as you're getting full conversion, that's you're doing great. Um, Ellis, join the militia. There's some charts that I put in the militia files section um, that show um, different saccharification temperatures, rests, and gelatinization temps for all your different grains. Making sure that you hold these temps for an extended period of time during your rest, per se. If you can hold those temps longer, it will definitely aid in the conversion. Also, making sure that your water pH when you're doing this is already down. A lot of people make the mistake of lowering the pH after everything's already said and done, and right before they add the yeast. But if you adjust the acidity of your water that's going into your mash down to a 5.3 when you start, that actually helps in for a better conversion as well. And I just noticed that you pushed that. That's fine, brother. 4.2 is good. Don't want to go too low, but that'll definitely help with your conversion for sure. I just noticed that you put that in me. Yeah. I go a little bit more, Richard. I do the 2.5 to 3, depending on what I do. Um, but it just depends. It depends on what my adjunct grains are going to be. If I'm going with a lot of oats and a lot of other stuff other than just corn, I'll tend to underdo it so to keep it thinner. I'll go closer to 2.5, maybe 2.25. If I'm running like 55% corn and have a lot of other, wheat and oats and barley in there that's going to get kind of gummy, then I'll kind of cheat a little bit toward the water side to keep it thin and manageable. You would or wouldn't? Well, I'd like to invite them all into it. Yeah, let's see a pic of it, brother. You should have hollered at me before you ordered it. There's some 10-inch burners on there that are pretty good. Send me a Facebook pic of it, brother. Let's see. And moving on. I know I'm way behind, brother, but we'll get them. Stick around, boys. I'll try to get you questions. I'm just 10 minutes behind. That's about where I'm staying. I'm staying 10 minutes behind, but it is a 12-inch burner. Damn, that's awesome, brother. Now, is this a gas burner, or are we talking about a element? So let's see. It's pretty fancy looking burner. It don't look 12 inches though. Maybe the 12 inches is the actual stand. Is the burner 12 inches? Or the actual metal stand? That's what I'm talking about. But the price is good, brother. If you got all that for that price, that's a good price. But that's probably a 6-inch burner though. We catching up. What's going on, Monty? I'm sorry. Roger's back. What'd you leave for? Did you get mad? Hello. Maybe you can't hear me again. Bam, bam. Talking about the wine that will be distilled into shine. What can we add to it? That's what bam, bam. I thought all along it was just uh, a watermelon and wine that's distilled in, infused with watermelon. Of course, you don't want to add lemon to an infuser when you make a watermelon, but it's my understanding was we was making watermelon brandy, and that's generally made with watermelon. When you say watermelon brandy, that doesn't mean start with rice and flavor it with, watermelon extracts or something at the end, that's pretty much watermelon brandy. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Frank. I mean, that's what I thought all along. It was just, I thought it was already set in stone. It's a watermelon brandy. I mean, that's, uh, I don't know. I, I, I think everybody should join it once too. I don't care if we got 5 or 50 in it. It's all about the fun. The more we have in it, the less we have a chance to win, but somebody's got to win. But I think that, I think everybody that wants to be in it, that shows up, that, should be able to get in it. Yeah, it absolutely is, Frank. That's why I was saying it's going to be a tough competition. As far as that goes, Bam Bam, I'd say, if you want to use lemon juice to get the pH down, I don't see nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people that use citric acid or lemon juice to get the pH down. If you want to put some lemons in there, I don't see that as hurting or, cheating or anything like that. That's just, for pH adjustment. I don't think it'll help your, brandy in the long run, but it helps, with the oxidization. I can say it, but if I hadn't drank nothing. Uh, but yeah, we'll take a lot of watermelon. I'm gonna have to knock off a watermelon truck. Yeah, yeah, but just sugar. I think you should be able to add sugar, corn syrup, dextrose, whatever you want to sweeten it up with. If you need to sweeten it up to get your numbers up, but you know that would be pretty much the limitation. Other than just other sweeteners, I guess you could use any kind of sweetener you want to sweeten it up. Or like you say, lemon juice to adjust pH or something like that. But I don't think that they, were intended on making rice or corn liquor and then just infusing with watermelon there at the end. I don't think that's the spirit of what they want. I don't know. It'll take a bunch. I'll do some numbers later on. Check it out. I agree, Clint. It's corn. I mean, I don't think it tastes that good, to be honest with you. Anyway, corn liquor, and I'm wanting to taste watermelon. I'm getting corn. I mean, I don't think it's going to help you to do that, or rice, or I guess a neutral. You can make a corn neutral and put it on column, or put it on some plates or the flag and make it neutral, and then just post flavor with you know post flavor. I mean, infuse with some watermelon flavorings or whatever. Roger, can you hear anything? You going to join the conversation? 4 pounds. Yeah, it'll take a bit. I'm not. I'm so far behind, Frank. I don't know what that was in response to.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll run a neutral spirit or run whatever I gotta run. I'm still gonna beat you.
Well, you gotta do a
I'll
watermelon
beat you
wine.
like a redheaded. I'll beat you like a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, you beat your meat, so you end up beating.
Hell, too. I don't need nobody to cater to me.
It
I let
sounds
my
like,
liquor speak for itself.
yeah, yeah. Let it speak for itself then.
Oh, I will.
Bring all watermelons if you could do it.
I got a $500 bill that says I beat you. Bet me.
Well, I'm
Bet
not
me on
doing
it.
that. Well,
Why? I mean, I'm game for it. $500 is a lot of money to me.
I know that's why I'm not going to take your money, brother. I don't want to do it.
Oh hell, you ain't taking my money. I
I
could
know
use an
because
extra
you
five
wouldn't
hundred
pay.
bucks.
You probably renege on me.
No, I don't renege nothing. I'm a man of my word. I could use an extra $500 in my bank account.
Yeah, rice slimy. Wheat, get a little slimy. Oats, all of them. You
Exactly,
like a
Melon.
fine
It don't
grind with
carry on.
everything.
Yeah, like watermelon don't carry over itself.
It does if you know how to do it.
Okay, Santa. Let's show me how to do it.
I'll educate you and farm the bottle.
I don't need educating.
Yeah,
No, I got plenty of people I can talk to.
yeah, yeah. You go talk to people. Yeah,
Uh,
you won't be running on your experience with you. Just ask,
oh yeah,
ask G's.
no.
No, ask G's. Have
No.
somebody else. Maybe you can have somebody come make it for you and just watch them.
All right. Later.
Oh, yeah. He dished out and he can't take it. Dish all that shit out, but I say something back. And it's wham, wham, I'm taking my toys and going home. Come on, Raj. Unbelievable. Oh, well. Fuck, man. How in the hell? I thought there was a way to. Yeah, he dished out, but he can't take it. Shit ton of research. That's what it takes. But hey, where you be like Roger, just maybe you could call Amanda and John Bentz and a few other people, maybe call Al Bishop and a few other people. Maybe they all come help you make it. You can give them that $500. She's going to lose to have them come make it for you. Yeah, it's going to take some work. That's good, Kimbo. Make growing up for the both of us. I won't be coming up there, man. I'll be loading it down. Hell yeah, man. We'll get that shit. What's going on, Audrey? Yes. I guess a lot of this is going to go down at Farm to Bottle. That's in Wilmington, Ohio. I can't remember the date. It's on the militia page. But it's in Wilmington, Ohio. And that's where it's going down. Oh, Roger's back. Are you going to
I should be
behave?
back. I can be back. It's my page.
Your page. Oh,
Oh
I'm
no, we're
sorry.
on Moonshine Militia's page.
I'm sorry. It ain't your page.
What? Really?
What do you mean your page? All got to be about you, me, and
I
Ryan.
no,
But
I'm
you
not
did that
saying
on
that.
purpose, man. You came in there with that shit on purpose.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I know how to deal with that shit. Fuck that bullshit. Man can't sit there and have fun, argue back and forth. You gotta get all mad and leave. Come back and try to start some shit. Grow up, man. That's fucking bullshit. No drama on this fucking page, bro. Anyway. Made watermelon and used only watermelons, no sugar. Yeah. Don't give anybody some secrets out, man. Don't give out those secrets, Gordon. That'll eliminate 20-30% of them that don't know that, Gordon. Let me scroll past that. Oh, yeah, we don't want that. God, I'm not even going to go there. He can do that drama if he wants to on his page. I don't know where his page is. I guess he's talking about his Uncle Drunkle podcast page. If you're going to infuse with watermelon, it better be an awful strong puree because watermelon flavor doesn't carry the best in the world. Especially, no, it doesn't. I think that's why John chose it. What? What's gotten into you, man?
What?
You can't fucking joke around anymore. You get mad and leave. What the fuck's up with that, man?
Every time my phone rings, it cuts me out. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing it for. The last
Oh,
time I
is that
did.
what it is?
The last time I left, yeah.
Okay.
My daughter keeps calling me. Only because I haven't told her. She's been asking me where the birthday present is.
Yeah, it's tough to infuse Bam Bam. I think that's why John chose it. It makes it tough to separate the men from the boys.
Is that another dig? Another dig, huh? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Another dig, huh? Good to man. My beach beater.
Yeah. That's the facts, brother. That's it. Kimbo giving up secrets. Again, giving up secrets. Don't tell. I know, David. It's crazy, man. That's why I want a bunch of people to join. I don't care, and I really don't care who is. I just want it to be fun and have a good time, get drunk doing it. But some people have egos that they got to keep padded. You better not be giving up my secrets, Frank. I think it is a good time for shots. It's on a lot of pages, Frank. Done a lot, brother. I put it out there. I'm actually still trying to share till Facebook stopped me right in the middle of my sharing. Let's see. Now I'll just post it so people can watch it later on some of these other pages. I got to talk to Facebook so they'll start allowing me to post my stuff a little faster. They definitely putting the skids on me. So hopefully they'll be able to pick this up in the middle of it and maybe watch the rest of it later. We'll talk to Facebook. Get on them. That shit sucks, man. It's not like it. Well, I don't do it twice a damn week for the show. But everybody get a kick out of it, watching, hearing about the competition coming up.
Well, you're talking, I need help and stuff. I don't need help.
Now you're the one that said you were going to give people help.
I said I could ask. I got people that ask questions about this. I mean, you're the one talking. You got 49 years up against my 5 years. I'll put a $500 bet out there with you. Take it.
I don't want your money.
Oh, hell, you're that good. Let's take it.
I don't need it. Wouldn't feel right about taking it.
You ain't going to take my money. I'll take yours gladly.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Oh, yeah, I would. I don't bet unless I know it's got a sure horse and it's going to finish first.
Yeah.
I ain't got to beat everybody else. I just got to beat you.
Hey, you got You got to get a jar there first.
Fuck.
Last I heard,
I'll have
you don't
plenty
even
of
make
jars.
liquor anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's right. You
Was
did
it,
do it. Damn it, they
when's the
did it
last time?
again.
When's the last time you did a run?
I haven't been the day, so I know you're ahead of me now. You gonna rub that in?
Well, I know I'm ahead of you since September.
Well, I've run since then. How many you run? I don't think you ran since hunting season last year.
September.
All right, let's see here. Prayers for Arkansas. Yeah, I mean that fucking that storm. I'm worried because we're right in a fucking. Usually when it makes that bow, that's where the highest winds are.
Y'all got to worry about it up there. It don't happen down here.
Shit, it does happen there, and when it does, it just goes to mountain. It'll fall in
Yeah,
valleys.
it'll
It's
jump right over
crazy.
my, jump right over my
Yeah,
holler.
and if it doesn't jump the holler, it goes back and forth all the way down the holler. Man, it gets real bad. But yeah, most of the time it'll pop, skip mountains.
My hollers, these mountains around me are so high, it wouldn't make it down here.
Yeah, till that Sayersville.
No, Sailorsville's flat compared to here. Now, straight line winds is a different story.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting it around 2. I don't know what shit, man. Look at that. If you watch that, man, watch it till about 1:30, right when it's getting ready to hit Lexington, it just weakens, man. That's gonna be so blessed for us. But yeah, the worst. We already got our first band through. Boom. Yeah, I don't know. Boom, right there. I don't know. But yeah, I'd say, and Tennessee. Tennessee's getting some bad shit right now too. So, well, northern Mississippi and Alabama a little bit, but mostly Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Western
It's gonna
Kentucky,
go all around. It's gonna go. It's
Western
gonna go all
Kentucky's
around
getting
me.
hammered. Western Kentucky's getting hammered. Illinois, Ohio, but it's going to
It's
blow
gonna go.
right through.
It's gonna go all around me. Be up by Lexington and down by Princeton and
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
west, the east of Pikeville. Fuck. Kitty.
Bam Bam's birthday tomorrow. April's today and Bam Bam's tomorrow. Happy birthday. It's both that. I'm sorry, April, I ain't been on Facebook much
What's up,
today.
Jim?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's going through Indiana and West Kentucky, Arkansas, getting hammered right now. What's going on, Mr. Baker? What's going on, Jim?
Well, damn, that sucks to be you, David. It's got an umbrella.
Hell, that car in the garage might be the safest place. Yeah, watermelon. I think that's why John picked it because it's probably one of the most difficult things to get flavor to carry over.
When the hell you texted?
My daughter. She's wondering about the storms. I'll take her to the doctor tomorrow, so she's wondering if we'll still be able to go or make that call when the time comes. But there's going to be a lot of other competitions at the farm bottle. This is just, it used to be just good old boy network circle, and now it's everybody's getting involved, which I like. Hell yeah, everybody can bring their best. But if it's colored pink, I'd say you're gonna have a pretty hard time entering it. If it's sweet as sugar, you might have a pretty hard time entering it. So it's going to be pretty easy to tell if it's been
If it tastes like
postmarked.
watermelon, it's watermelon.
Yeah.
I won't fuck with strawberry no more. I've tried it too many times. The old lady's good at it.
Strawberries easier than watermelon.
Well, I guess I'm
Watermelon's the
fucked.
hardest, man. Watermelon's
Well, I
tough.
guess I'm fucked. I guess I'm fucked then. Take that $500 bet.
Yeah, I want your money. I don't want you to get mad.
Oh hell, I won't get mad. If I
You
lose
get
a bet, I
mad
lose
and
a bet.
get mad and
I lose
leave.
a bet. If I lose a bet, I lose a bet. Fuck if that's $500 Kentucky gives me. Ricky, what are you doing? Come here. You're too cute.
Like, man, you giving all that other cat all the attention. I don't ever get none. I don't ever get no TV time, man. The kitten going viral up in here.
Well, you're a dickhead, aren't you?
Jim, Roger's trying to give me 500, and I don't. I don't want to take his money.
Take it, take it.
That's
I mean,
just
I'm all
that.
for it.
But I think he's going to try
I
to
ain't
get
scared.
April to come up and help him make his watermelon. I
Nah.
think that's what he's got planned.
Yeah, there you go. More digs. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't need nobody's help. I told you I'd have mashed Bill a long time ago, but thinking on it all winter.
Yeah, you'd have to use some strawberry puree or some kind of strawberry flavored extract or something like that in an infuser. So I already know how to get the watermelon now.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna run that watermelon in that 15-gallon keg.
You probably should.
Yeah, beat with your own keg.
It ain't my keg. That's Terry's keg, and Terry probably be
Oh,
the one running to tell the truth.
Terry ain't got no time. She's always at work.
Yeah, that's probably what his secret is. Get Terry to do it.
Terry's at work too many hours. I mean, fuck, she's gone 6 days a week. She's been home one day this week and she's back at work.
Yeah, we're getting hammered, Clint. Yeah, I know, man. Actually, had one in Pike County, Kentucky. Little one touchdown. It wasn't real bad though. It could have been a lot worse. But
They haven't defined it. Said it was a tornado or if a straight
I
line
saw a
wind.
dude had a picture of it. Roger. He's a storm chaser.
I'm
His
just
last
going
name
by
was
what
Richard. Something Richard. I mean, I seen a picture. I don't think it
I'm
was
just going by
AI,
what the news has said. I don't know.
but I mean, the dude weather chaser had a picture of a funnel cloud dropping down. I don't think he was from the area. I think he was just storm chasing through there.
You said one thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't
Well, yeah,
surf the internet.
that's the problem with AI these days. You never know what the fuck. Used to, you can trust a picture.
I don't sit
They
on the
can't
internet. I
trust
don't.
can't trust a picture anymore. So I don't know. Definitely can't trust what people say. And can't trust AI. Can't trust anything anymore. That's going to be one of the problems with AI. People use it for art, for music, and it'll replace creativity in individuals. That's what I'm afraid of. Anyway, I guess we don't. Yeah, strawberries a toughie. Watermelon's the worst, probably. That's why John picked it, man. That's, that's fucking brutal, isn't it? He knows. We'll have to bring him on here. Yeah, it did. I mean, hell, man, they got flooded a couple of months ago and then had fires last couple of weeks, and now fucking tornado touching down, man. It's bad. It could have been worse. I think last time they had one was when it went through Syersville. It was pretty bad. It tore Syersville up, took the school down. Half the road along the parkway there, all the businesses, and gas stations, and McDonald's, and all those up and down that strip there. Shit. Yeah, it is the hardest. It is definitely the hardest.
Channel 13 News does Monday, March 31st, the National Weather Service in Jackson, Kentucky has issues. Sent out survey crew to Floyd and Pike counties despite the storm being warned as a tornado. The damage so far has been indicated of straight line winds. Damage according to messages sent to local media. So, I mean, like I said, it's still undetermined.
Yeah.
I mean, at 2 a.m. that they sent the warning out, but there was a tornado photographed by a viewer at 2:15 a.m., but it cannot be determined if it touched down.
Yeah.
I'll be in shortly. I'll be in a minute.
He needs to get some pointers on watermelon.
Huh?
I said Roger needs some pointers on watermelon. He'll be right in.
Nah, we'll see.
Yeah, it was. Has it been that long ago, man? Damn, did I? I used to have a buddy I went to school with. We called Dead Eye.
Anybody told you to fuck off today, Santa?
I'm sure I got at least one or two messages that said something like that.
Well, you know what? Fuck off. I don't need
Yeah,
help. I won't take help.
yeah, we all heard.
You're just scared. Is all it is. You're
I'm
just
glad we I'm
scared.
glad we got it on video so everybody can hear.
You're just scared.
I know who I'm gonna call to get help from. Yeah, you better Google. You
I said
better.
I know who I can call to get hit tips from, but I never said I was going to call them. Never
Hey,
once did I say I would call anybody. Don't even go there with me on that one.
I'll rewind it and find out exactly what you said. And if it's
Okay, go
not,
ahead.
I'm gonna use AI and put your words in there.
Well, you probably
How
would.
about I'm going to. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change everything you just said.
You probably should.
Yeah,
And whatever makes you sleep better at night,
yeah.
Bubba.
It's gonna be like a 6-year-old boy's voice with a little wah wah.
Yeah, you probably should. You
It'll be
probably
fun.
should.
I'm going to.
Put you up there with my number one first. Well, never mind.
Oh, hit
Well,
his skip me.
ever since you come back from Florida, you've been just really out there lately.
Yeah, man. It's that
Doing all
Florida
kinds of digs and
sun
shit.
cooked my head. Yeah, digs. Oh,
But it's okay. I got thick skin.
that's
Thick
good.
skin.
Yeah. Damn, I can't believe it's been 13 years since I hit Sagersville. Fuck. I guess it has been. Oh, no, I did not, Richard. I'm sorry, brother. I'm scrolling back.
You doing, cat?
Okay, quick question. On a brandy mash, can I substitute apple concentrate to counter less apples? And still, absolutely.
Best thing to use is the frozen apple concentrate if you're going to do that.
Yeah,
The ones you can
absolutely.
buy in
And
the
use
little.
apple juice instead of water. Don't use any water at all. Just use apple juice and apples and concentrate. Especially like in an infuser, you can use apple juice and concentrate in there to infuse more flavor for sure. But yeah, just don't use any water at all. Just use apple juice. It's good and cheap. But I read somewhere it takes 22 to 24 pounds of apples to make a gallon of 100% apple juice. So, but yeah, you can use if you want to add some spice too, you can get some apple cider, and add that little bit of cider flavor to it if
Come
you want to
on,
get
cat.
cidery.
Come on. Stop it.
I agree. Yeah, my brain's fried, man. I got that hot Florida sun. Cooked my brain. Yeah, I agree with Clint. You don't want to look for potassium sorbate, potassium metabisulfate, and sodium benzoate. Those are three of the ones you have to be the most concerned about. But uh, any of the juices that says 100% juice and no preservatives added, definitely try to steer towards those. So Terry not working that, huh?
No, she got tonight off. She's going to be back in tomorrow morning.
Damn.
Man, I'll be at the doctor's at 7 a.m. 7:40.
You gotta go to be at the doctor in the morning,
Yeah.
the proctologist.
Yeah.
Check your bung hole.
Well, that works fine now for my toe. Then a
Figure.
diabetic doctor.
Oh, I thought they were gonna check your tailbone.
Nope. Nothing they can do for it. Fracture's a fracture. A tailbone. Now they can put a cast on the sound, bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. Might be able to. Should just extract it.
Okay.
That's what they should do. Most people put a Vagisil on it, man. That pain go right away. So cooked apples, just enough water to cover them. Yeah, yeah. I mean, cook them down, get rid of all that wild yeast if you want to go that route. I mean, some people use the wild yeast. Some people just take the apples, don't even cook them down at all. They just mash in apples. But I think cooking them, as long as you don't caramelize them, definitely help a bit. I don't like a lot of wild yeast. It's unpredictable.
Well, I'm gonna go take off and spend time with the old lady before she got to go to work. So she got to go to work.
All right, man.
I gotta be up early and take a shower and go to the doctor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully the doctor has good news for you.
Well, I'll just fucking store my toe heels up. It will be.
Is it still bad?
Yeah. Like, getting worse. So I know tomorrow what they're gonna do, if they're gonna amputate or what they're gonna do.
Saison yeast. Interesting. So, what was the characteristic of this yeast? What did they say about this yeast that stood out? You've perked my interest now.
Ah, damn, Morgan, I thought you were leaving.
Oh, that's different, Mark. Yeah, you gotta have a shot before you leave. Oh, my bell button is.
Luckily, I gotta finish a cigarette before I go in the house.
It's starting to get a little bit smoother. I'm on it, brother. Got Fire Solution on speed dial. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. There's another Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Belgium. Very high attenuation means it'll get a good high proof. Aroma and flavor can be manipulated by.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Are you? Later. Let me fix this damn window here. I like it better than that. I like it to be there. That's best. Yeah, that's the best way. Let's read about this. Aroma and flavor can be manipulated by fermentation temperature. I love how they put that, and everybody should take note of that. If you want to go to today's class, let's go to Firm Solutions. But that's a very interesting thing that they talk about there. And what I've been trying to expound on people is, just because something can ferment at 85 degrees doesn't mean that it should be fermented at 85 degrees. Just because at 85 it goes faster doesn't mean that it's necessarily better. But according to this thing, the lower temperatures brings out spicy, peppery notes. So if you got some, kind of rye going, and you take it slow with this, you're going to accentuate some of those flavors and maybe complement them with some more. And they're saying the higher temperatures uh, get more fruity notes. Interesting. So that's going to have something to do with oils, temperature, and oils. My daughter messed me up. Temperature and oils in your fermentation that will carry over into the distillation. So very, very interesting. And this is also for beer making as well. So and probably noted a lot more in a beer than it would be in a distillate. So, a lot of the stuff they say, that kind of stuff, and people that manipulate their fermentations uh, with temperature, probably going to be more beer makers, that are making different ales and beers. I'd say most of your liquor makers have us pretty much a set temperature, set time. It's all clockwork. They got it down to a science. It's just rinse, repeat, for them. But yeah, it's I like how it talks about different temperatures. Cider yeast, yeah. It's interesting that it talks about different temperatures for this one, like 50 to 86. So, in your 70s, it's slower. In your 70s, for more spicy, I guess you could go, into the 60s. That flocculate, 14 ABV. Flocculate is just the yeast bed. It has a very low uh, bed rate. It doesn't make a lot of flocculates that will sit in the bottom, whereas like a bread yeast, you'll tend to get more. Staticus, I like it. Very interesting. Yeah, man, these guys, if you've not been there or read their site or know much about them, definitely look into them and learn, because they know a lot. That outfit, that's a great outfit. Good place to get some of your yeast from. If you want to experiment with different yeast, they've got a bunch of different ones. Yeah, the Welch's. I've done some Welch's grape. I've also supplemented some of my wines because grapes get expensive. It takes a lot of grapes to make a gallon of wine, or a gallon of juice. So yeah, I've cheated that way too. What's going on, Alexander? You in Texas and can't find some shine, man. You need to start making it, brother. We got a lot of brothers down in Texas. That's for sure. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting, Rich. What temperature are you planning on? Are you gonna go for more fruity notes with a higher temperature, or spicy with the low? That's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's kind of what I was talking about before. How you can stress yeast for. I guess you're probably watching when I talk about intentionally stressing yeast to get different results. So sometimes that's kind of an advanced level stuff, but generally when you're doing that, it's not beginners. But yeah, everything that affects whether your yeasts are happy or not can contribute to stress levels. And I talk about keeping your yeast happy, and that's generally for beginners, and that's generally who we're trying to educate here, beginners and intermediates. But there comes a point in time that you learn to stress the yeast certain ways, um, to manipulate them into giving off some uh, what most might consider a good flavor, and congeners, and create congeners inside your mash you know, that will create something good. So, sometimes you kind of have to step outside the boundaries and stress the yeast in certain ways. But I don't. That's really, I wouldn't try doing that until you get really good at just keeping them happy, because keeping them happy generally turns out something the best, uh, but if you want to stand out maybe from that, once you learn, go through those steps and learn how to do it that way, then you can kind of deviate a little bit from your plan. And let's say, let's uh, let's do a little different temperature, or let's let it drop to a little lower pH, and stress use that way, and there's certain ways that you can stress, marijuana plants to give off certain things. There's certain ways, I guess, you can stress the yeast to give off certain, characteristic congeners and things of that nature. So, it's not too far off to say, that stress levels, hell, I guess even in animals that are about to get butchered, that stress can cause off flavors in them, so that's from adrenaline, that stress and that fear adrenaline that gets in their blood, then it can cause the meat to taste a certain way. So I guess pretty interesting. Yeah, I think I try to keep mine in the 75 to 80 range. Yeah, unless it's, I don't know, in my basement, where my wines go, it's generally about 74, 70 to 74. So that's that's about the, and a lot of my yeast like that temperature too, so I get some pretty good flavors that way. But yeah, we'll definitely get John Benson here and a few others, but most people I've found that generally say that the cooler that you ferment, generally speaking, um, the better. Yeah, that's better. Actually, I like it better. Doesn't look like anybody's here though. I guess that's about the size the gamers do when you got a game going here. Everybody hit like, laugh, comment, all you YouTubers, hit subscribe so you know when we're coming on. Hit that little thumbs up button. It's free. But yeah, I generally try to keep mine kind of cool, on the cool side. Unless it's outside, and it gets whatever it gets outside. When I do bigger batches, it's a lot harder for me to control out there during the summertime. But in the basement down here, when it gets cold, I can put some heaters around it and keep it pretty tight. But during the summer, it stays pretty cool down here. Usually 75, 70 to 75 ish. Unless it gets real damn hot out there. Everybody got more questions? Yeah, yeah. Outside, generally daily yeast and your bread yeast, um, like the warmer temps. Prefer, I guess you could say, not necessarily like, just kind of prefer warmer temperatures. And I think that's, and I will say that the blue yeast for agave. It likes it pretty warm, real warm. Matter of fact, that's one of those summertime um, fermentations for you for sure. Yeah, that blue yeast likes it pretty warm. Yeah, they Firm Solutions make some good shit. Really good, different, lot of different yeast. I'm gonna try to experiment with more from them too. Faux Show, good company out of Danville, Kentucky. Good people down there. Trying to think of the dude's name. My mind's going. I'm drawing a blank. I'll look it up. I think so too. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of breweries and they crank that shit out, man. They 4 or 5 days, boom, it's done. In and out, boom, bang, bang, gun, run. That's the way most of these whiskey companies are, man. They don't they don't fool around with a lot of these long term fermentations and stuff. Unless maybe it's a brandy or something, but yeah. Yeah, they'll do that. I guess I don't know. They probably have some wild yeast too that's pretty acclimated, or some specific yeast that does it fast and hard. And I don't know. Some of the trying to think of the temps of some of the mash rooms I've been or still rooms I've been in commercial. Generally climate control. Yeah, I know, Frank. I know. It's that Florida sun. I'm blaming it all on that Florida sun. That's what did every bit of it. You know it. You know that's what it is. I gotta step here where it's cool, man, where it's cool. I wish there's something kind of in the middle of all that. It's like that. That's the best. Yeah. Yeah, I just get rid of me altogether. Yeah. Guess I go with that. Yeah. Roger's in there 10-2 on me. Big mean Santa. He was picking on me. Oh, I can't wait to spank him this year, though. I'll have to hear no more of that gloating for a whole fucking year. That's worth more than $500 to me, not have to hear that gloating. April, now when Roger calls you and asks you to make his watermelon shine, you have to say no, all right? Can't do it for him. Don't give him any tips either. What's going on, Joe? What's up, brother? Mr. Steel Valley up in here. What's going on, my friend? Like he had some pretty good recent runs. Some aged 2 year. I think some 2 year. Philbilly was showing some bragging on your stuff. I was in Sanford. Actually, I was a little bit out of Sanford, close to Orlando, but Altamont Springs. I spent a little time down there on the Keys. We usually stopped at Alamorada, where we usually went. I like scuba dive. I've got a buddy in Key West, that part owner in the what's it, something rocking tuna, screaming tuna saloon or some shit. I can't remember what the hell. He's a good guy. Yeah, it sounds good, man. The color looked real good too. I look forward to trying some of that come far in the bottle. I know you'll be there. Don't drink it off, Sabo says so. I know Philbilly won't. Trying to get up there. I gotta get up there and see him soon. I didn't know much shit to do this week. I'd already been up there, but oh hell. Hopefully I get up there and working on an agave. Awesome, brother. Love to hear that. Yeah, this warmer weather, man, that's you gotta wait for the warmth for that agave. It definitely likes the heat for sure. Yeah, I gotta pay my damn I gotta pay my damn bill for my internet. Some bitches keep jacking the prices up. I forgot. I gotta pay that day. They keep jacking the fucking price up on me every month. One of them. Every year about this time, they jack my price up every annual. Not a lot of alternatives, but there's some coming in now, so I'll just tell them I'll go to Verizon. They don't take my shit up over my prices. I'm paying. I know I'll tell other people I got like gig service. It's $103. What are y'all paying for internet? What do you got? This is fiber gig. It started out like $59, but now it's 103, and I'm getting about pissed off. The Duval crawl, yeah, man. Semi tip control room, yeah. That's awesome if you keep it jacketed. Yeah, you make it any temper you want. That's nice. Yeah, it's too much. It started out like 59 special, and then that was a 2 year lock. And then when it went up to 69, 73 ish, that's okay. And then 80 of it. And then last year it went up to 90 some, and now they've taken it up to 103 for this year. I guess every year at my anniversary it keeps going up like $10, and it's like it's 103 now, and it's like wow, unless you can throw some TV in there with it, that's just too much. I don't do as much gaming as I used to. So, I can do with 500 megs. I don't have to have a gig. 500. I've lived, I've lived with a lot less and done a lot with a lot less. So, I mean, I like having that gig when I play the games, but if it's going to cost me double the price, it's going to have to go. Verizon's got a pretty good introductory deal. And I guess that's what I don't understand the business model. You know, run your clients away for 2 years while they go to your competition and use their introductory offer until it expires, and then get stuck for that 1 month at a higher bill, and then come back and then come in as a new client and just play that game. I don't want to have to change my email all the time. I guess that's what they bank on, is you'll pay a little extra, so you just have to change your damn emails and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, brother. Let me give you. Uh, It'll probably go out to every platform we got. But yeah, that should take you to. Oh, that didn't go on the Rumble. How? Why? Let me see what's going on in Rumble. I didn't get a reply from Rumble. Rumble. Oh, I'm in an ad in Rumble right now. That's why. Okay. Yeah, I didn't comment. I don't see that. I don't see that comment in Rumble. Interesting. All right. Anywho, let's get back. Where was I? 200 down, 50 up. Hey, that's all you need, man. I mean, this gig shit, it doesn't even get tapped. I think when I download the games off their servers, I think like 240, something like that, is as high as it gets anyway. So anything beyond that, gaming wise, would be a waste, because it's not going on Tomahawk. It's not any difference than that. So I think 300 meg service would be fine. Or 500 be fine. I don't have to have gig. I'm just tired of paying $100. Shit. But I think last time I took complaints, some people were like, I'm paying 149. It's half that, and I was getting a lot of horror stories, so it made me feel better. But I hate feeling better about that because somebody else has it worse. But God damn, 103. Yeah, I want it to be back in the 70s, 80s again. Make internet cheap again. There we go. It is definitely too expensive, but we rely on it so much, for everything. It's become a necessity. If you don't think it's a necessity, see what your kids will do if you threaten to get rid of it. And well, I saw. Did y'all see this? The kids were plotting to kill their mom because she changed the Wi-Fi password. I mean, they literally were plotting online with their friends on how to kill her mom and shit. Man, it's crazy, crazy times. Hi, brother. Take it easy, Joe. Yeah, you got here late, brother. You got to get in here early. You missed you missed watching Roger cry, man. I mean, we've seen some little alligator tears and shit coming down. So he thinks he's gonna win the watermelon contest. Yeah, Clint, that's what they do, man. That's why what you do, you got your Spectrum email address and your whatever, and then just go back and forth every 2 years. Just cancel them, go back to the other one, pay their introductory offer for 59, and get 2 years at that price, and then cut them off, and then go back and forth. I guess that's what they want people to do. That's stupid. It's going to save me money. That's what I'm going to tell them. It's stupid. You're going to lose me for a couple of years, and then I'll come back at the introductory offer. So you have an opportunity loss. You're going to lose money. No, they don't know what it's like. Mine didn't either, Mark. My first vehicle, I was talking about it the other day, and somebody's like, "Oh, that's awesome!" I guess in today's it is. It's an old Toyota Corona, '76 Corona. Had like tree sap all over it. It's orange-ish. I don't know what the hell color it was. I guess it was that color. I don't know why in the hell. I guess my dad did some work for him or something, and that's what he got in exchange for it. But it's an orangish, rusty orange kind of color, yellowy, rusty. And then they used it for actually, I take it back. It might have been a 72 or something, 72 or 3. Because by the time I got it in 78, it was old, so it might have been like a 70, early 70s for sure. But it was orange with tree sap all over it. I was happy as hell to get it. Little 4-speed, little banger, man. I drove that thing like a 4-wheeler. I had all 4 wheels off the ground. I mean, I gave that little thing hell, man. And it just kept going. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's blacksmith stuff. We making, brother? Some stands? Or are you doing knives too? Yeah, it's crazy, Mark. I know. They don't, it's like customer appreciation is out the window. They want new customers, not keep existing ones. So it's like, well, what's the difference in gaining a customer and losing a customer? It's should both, or maintaining a customer should both be equally important, especially since the customer you're maintaining is paying a higher rate than a new customer would. So I don't know. Maybe they just like that word of mouth stuff with new customers a little bit better, but I don't know. Yeah, P River do just like mine did, man. They promised me they weren't gonna be like that. No, we're not gonna be that kind of company. We're different. We're setting up differently and all that. And they were really good to me for the first probably 4 years. I really, after the first 2 years, I didn't get too much of an increase, and they worked with me, and and Facebook. Every time I saw a little link, I'd give them a good review, and you know I thought, man, as long as I keep doing that, they'll keep liking me, and yeah, it only worked for a little while, and then they don't care anymore. So I give them hell now. But yeah, it's I don't know why they got to do that. It's a horrible business plan. Fucking garbage companies around here do the same damn thing, man. They give you one price for a year or two, and then every month. And what gets me with them is they've got this fuel surcharge. When the fuel costs go up, we have to increase our bill to offset it. Okay, well that's great. But kind of funny, when Trump was in office the last time and gas prices went to $1.85, I didn't see any reductions in that motherfucker. You know, that's for sure. So yeah, it's crock shit. They just want to get your money. Guess we'll all have to create an NGO to get rich. That's the way you do it. Start an NGO. Start paying yourself from the NGO a big salary and put 10% of it to wherever the cause is. It'd probably be one of the only legitimate ones if you spent that much. That's what we need to do is Moonshine NGO. Make it shine. don't know how I have another beard hair on my face, man, as many as I pull every day. Oh, Worth's gonna give you a link. Oh, I did give you a link. Did you try that link? Yeah, here Spectrum just stepped up and has they've got up to like 5 gig, I think. And I think MetroNet is who I'm with, and they've got up to I think 2 gig now. But they'll be getting a call. I'm either going to drop them or I may have a Verizon email tomorrow, which sucks. I have to change everything from Metro to that. I guess I should just create a few more email addresses that are neutral and yeah, well, I mean, you'd think Drummond Summit. I mean, it'd be better to keep me and to get that next guy. The link was broken. Oh hell! Let me check, make sure I'm still going on there. Man, shit. I don't know what to think. I am seeing a lot of comments in there that I don't see. I didn't see. Oh, it takes me a little bit longer to see it. Yeah, Mark, that's the catch, man. That's the catch, and that's a perfect prime example. 15 years at 315, 80 years old. Right. So what you have to do is almost double that to get back to where your bill you would only be paying 185. So the difference in 318 and 85 multiplied by the 15%, that percentage by the 15 years. So you're looking at, maybe 25 years to just break even at 185 a year, and the equipment doesn't last more than 20. Expected lifetime of 20 years on the equipment. It all just doesn't add up, unless you got somebody that's giving you a big deduction, or something like that. Now, if you get a big deduction or off your taxes or something like that, if you got a local township or something that's giving you some sort of incentive, that'd be different, for maybe like a business or something. But yeah, I mean, I figured it out too, and it won't last long enough to pay for itself for what little I use. Now, if I were a higher consumer of electricity, say, I run the air all the time or keep it warm as hell, one of those people that keep it 80 in the winter and 60 in the summer, I might benefit from it if it's enough to run everything. But yeah, I mean it's great for people in places that can't get electricity, or it's going to cost them 50 grand to run, a power poles and lines all the way up the hill to your house because they're not going to run it to you, and you got to pay for all that, or underground or whatever, then yeah, it might beat that alternative for sure. It'd be great off the grid, it's definitely, you'd cut back on your electric use, of course, and use it mostly for light stuff, but, that'd be awesome too. But yeah, my worst bill ain't 315, so I ain't worried about all that. Later, Frankie. Take it easy, brother. Thanks for visiting us tonight. We'll let you know. Yeah, we'll let everybody know when we're going to talk about the competition. Maybe we'll do that this weekend or next week sometime or something. We'll get John in here and everybody. We can all duke it out. Bring her tissues. Yeah, it's a lot of fun here. I enjoy it. So we'll get them all in here. And we'll figure out what it's going to be. I mean, my understanding from speaking last year, it was moonshine or watermelon moonshine, and if I'm not mistaken, that's made with watermelons. And you make a watermelon wine, and then you run it, infuse it, and make watermelon shine. That's how most people do it. I don't know. Some people may want to use some rice or some potatoes or corn and make their liquor and make a neutral and then flavor it with some watermelon syrup or something and call it a watermelon shine. I mean, I don't know, it probably gets you to the finals. All right, Joseph. It's not, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here too, guys. It's been a good one. Yeah, yeah, and replace them. If they would give you a good warranty on them for like 30 years or 50-year warranty or something like that on them, and free replacement, and insurance cover them in a hailstorm or some shit like that. But hell, you better we buy them. You better find out what your homeowner is going to cover, because big old storm like what they got going through Arkansas and Tennessee and Kentucky right now. It's you're probably going to get some hail damage on your panels, and what are they going to do? I don't know. Can they just replace the glass cover on them? Is that a protective glass they can remove and replace? And I've seen they have to replace the whole cell, and I don't know how the insurance company's going to deal with that, but I think maybe eventually we can have some of those shingles, some of those Tesla shingles. That'd be pretty fucking cool. But anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks for showing up. We'll try to get everybody together for something this weekend. Try to get a special guest in here or something and talk about one of these festivals and talk about that. I'll talk to John, see if we can get him in here sometime this weekend. I'll try to corner him for a little bit of time on Saturday night. I know him. John doesn't have a lot of time. He's a busy man trying to get everything going right now. So, yeah, I appreciate you here every time, Mark. Appreciate all y'all joining us. Hit that like button. And also go to if you haven't joined already, hit the podcast page. I need to try to get more people on, just like it and subscribe to it. It would, I need to get my numbers up in there to help. I think it might help me when I share, because I'm sharing it from larger audiences and stuff maybe. But every time I do it, I'm trying to share this to groups, and they throw up the big spam blocker, because they think I'm trying to spam. So maybe if it's coming from a bigger group, they'll understand. But thank you, everybody, for coming on. We will see you all Friday night on the shit show, and then again Saturday. Hopefully we'll have a guest. If not, I'll tease Roger some more. Till then, y'all have a good one. Shine on.